Hey guys, I thought I would show you how to create a one tap beat for your Beat Buddy. And what I mean by one tap is where you hit the pedal at the beginning of the song, it plays all your beats for you, and then when you're done, you just hit the pedal at the end, and there's no foot mashes on that pedal for the whole rest of the song. And why? If you're an accomplished musician and you don't have problems with it on the Beat Buddy, then that's great for you. But for people like me, I need my creative side of my brain and to put into singing the song, to put across the emotions and the feelings that I want in the song. I can't use that brain power to figure out mashing that pedal. I'll mess up the chords and the song won't turn out the way I want to. And I know there's other people like me too that just get, you take that brain power away to try to you focus on the technical of hitting that Beat Buddy pedal, and it messes me up. So anyway, I'm going to show you how I do that. This is not easy, but I'm telling you, performance-wise and putting on a live performance, it has made all the difference for me. And just confidence. As a musician, confidence is so important. And if you're not confident in your ability to mash that pedal at the right time, or it screwed you up times before and it's messed up, it steals your confidence, and that takes tons away from your live performance. So, this is not easy. It's going to take some time, but I'm telling you, it makes all the difference in the world. So anyway, what I'm not going to do is tell you how to create your beats in Beat Buddy Manager. That's not what this video is about. Maybe in a different day we'll do that. So first thing you do is you create all your loops and everything in Beat Buddy just like you normally would. And so I'm going to pull up, which one is this? Mary Jane's Last Dance. Right here. So I'm going to pull up Mary Jane's Last Dance here. And so I've got all my beats set in here, my intro, my fills, everything in here. So if I were to do this on the Beat Buddy, look at how many foot pedal presses I'm going to have throughout the course of this song to do this song with the beats that I want in my live performance. I know some of you are going to say, well, this is way over. You don't need all that. Maybe you don't, but for me and my performances, this is how I want my beats. So this is what I'm going to do. So anyway, the first thing I do is I right mouse click. So here's my intro. I'm going to right mouse click. I'm going to export this intro to a MIDI file. And I'm just going to put it in documents so I can find it. And I'm just going to call it Mary Jane intro, and I'm going to save it. I already had it out there, so. And then I'm going to take this loop 1 and I'm going to save that. I'm going to export that, and I'm going to say, I'll put that to documents too, and I'm going to say Mary Jane loop 1. And then here's my transition. So I'm going to export that. And I'm just going to say Mary Jane trans 1. Anyways, so you get the picture. I'm exporting that out to my stuff. So now I downloaded a MIDI editor. So you can probably use any MIDI editor. The one I've been using is a free thing called MuseScore 3. If you've got a better one that you think would work better for me, you can just leave it in the comments. I'm open to suggestions. This is just the one I found. So I'm going to open this up, and this is what I was doing before. I'm just going to start from scratch. I'm going to get rid of all this just so I can show you what you would do starting from scratch. So anyway, I'm going to say I want a new one. So I'm going to click here to create a new project. I'm just going to call, this doesn't matter. So I'm just going to call it Mary Jane's Last Dance. And continue. Now here I'm going to just choose general and choose my instruments, because this is this is a full MIDI editor. You can put bass and keyboards and everything in here. We're just doing drums. So I'm just going to say choose instruments, hit continue, and under this percussion on pitched here, I'm going to choose drum set. Continue. And I'm, not going to worry about sharps and flats in my signature because I'm just doing drums here. Now here, it's 4/4 time. And this wouldn't default the 170. It probably default to something else, but because I've done this, it is here already. But here you can just go back and say, okay, what did I say this song was? I said this was 170 beats per minute. So I'm going to make this 170. Right? Done. All right, so here's my song. You can see it's at 170 and it's blank slate. I chose to put like 60 measures in here. You can put as many on here. You can easily just, if you want to insert measures, just right mouse click here and you can say add, insert one measure, insert multiple measures, and it'll show you how many measures to put in here, all that. So anyway, let's get into how I create this. So the first thing, remember how I saved off those loops from my Beat Buddy? Well, here I am going to open that first intro. Where did I put that? Right here, Mary Jane intro. And here it is, over here. So you can see if I play it. I will select this and by hitting, so I hit one of them, I hold down the shift key, and I select the rest of them, right? And then here you can just Control C. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to do Command C, or you can right mouse click and say copy. And then I'm going to go in here to this first measure and put it in there. So now I've got my first, there's my intro. So now I'm going to open the loop 1. Again, shift and select this loop. Control C, Command C, whatever you use, whatever platform you're on. I'm here and Control V, there. Now I've got my first loop in here. So if I start over, I can just click here at the beginning and then just hit play. There it is. So now we're going to get into the meat of why I'm doing it here instead of in Beat Buddy. And let me just, in Beat Buddy Manager, let me show you why. So this first loop, the way that it works in Beat Buddy is it starts playing and then it just loops this loop over and over and over again, which is why you need the pedal, right? Because you're going to tell it when to switch with the pedal. But what you can't do in Beat Buddy, and I so wish they would do something about this, but I can't select these measures here and say copy and then paste it to the end. If you could, I might not even need a separate editor. I could just edit and paste it and create my one, and it would be so easy. But you can't do that in Beat Buddy Manager, right? But in this other MuseScore thing, I can. So I can select this, I can hit Control C and paste and paste and paste however many I want and build my song out, right? And so now what I normally do, this is the part that takes a while, will listen to the YouTube recording of Mary Jane's Last Dance, or I'll sit here and sing along with it. So that's probably not where it is, but I'll do this and say, okay, here's where I don't actually need this measure. I'm going to delete that, but right here is where the transition comes, right? So then I'll open the transition that I saved out, open that up, and say, okay, that's where my transition is. So, boom, save that there, and now it goes back to this, maybe it goes back to this beat, so I'll just throw these beats in. And then I'll just keep going and building that song. Now, I'm not going to do that for you. And like I said, this is not easy. This is going to take me probably an hour and a half to build out this song and get this complete to where I want it to be. But again, I'm going to use this in my live performances when I get bookings out over and over and over and over again for the rest of my life, right? So I'm building it once, putting in the time investment up front, and then I'll never have to do this again for this song. So let's just pretend I'm done with everything. I've brought in all these loops here from Beat Buddy. I've laid them out exactly how I want them to go, including the intro and the outro. It's all there in my one score in this thing, right? So everything's there. I need it to be. And so now I'll just go up here, and you can't see the menu options, but I'll go to File, and then I'll say Export. And what am I going to export it as? This will default to PDF. That's not what you want. I want to make it a MIDI file, right? And so I'll export it as a MIDI file, and I'll just call it RAW1. And so now I'm exporting this, and you got to make sure. I've made the mistake of getting rid of this .mid, and I'll just show you. I'll just try to save it. It cannot determine file type, right? I was like, well, why is it doing that? Well, it's because I didn't put this .mid at the end. So I'll save that out. So now it's got a MIDI file. Well, now I can just go into Beat Buddy Manager. I can create an extra measure here in my song, and I can just go to my desktop because that's where I saved it. I know I saved it in Documents. Open it up. Boom, there it is. Now it's the whole song from beginning to end. Now, here's the other issue I have, and if somebody can explain this to me, let me stop this. And this doesn't just happen when I'm trying to import stuff from Muse. It happens anytime. It happens probably 50% of the time just when I'm creating my own beats. I'll have everything set to 170 beats per minute, and then Beat Buddy Manager will just wig out on me, and it'll go like super fast, and it's not this tempo. I don't know what it's doing. Now, I can fix this by sending the tempo down to what I want it to be, or just creating a whole new song now, because all I've got, let's just go ahead and do that. I can do File, Songs, New Song, and I can bring in my beat here. And I'm going to say this is 170 because that's what we said it was, right? And I'm just going to say this is standard. There, that sounds better. Why Beat Buddy Manager does that, I have no idea. But once that happens, I can't do anything about it. I've got to create a new song. Beat Buddy Manager is crap. Sorry, it is. But anyway, so I bring it in here, and if I wanted to bring it into this song right here, what I do is I just start deleting all the rest of these loops that I had because I don't need them anymore. All I need is this. And then another thing I like to do too, and this will save you some headaches and embarrassment in a live performance, is I will go in and I'll edit this once I bring it in. And I just add like about 5 extra bar counts. So if I would have did the whole thing in here, the bar count would have been at like 60, 70, whatever. I just add like 5 more at the end. And the reason I do that is when it hits the end of the song, since it still is technically a loop, I don't want it to immediately start looping back on at the beginning again. I want to give myself time to mash that Beat Buddy pedal twice to get it to stop the song. And so I'm going to put in an extra 5 measures at the end here, so I got a lot of blank space at the end of the song. And then I'll apply it and get out. But anyway, like I said, it's a lot of work. But for me, it's worth it. Because I tell you what, if I'm having to mess with mashing that pedal, it messes at least 1 out of every 2 songs. I'm going to sing the wrong words, or I'm going to mess up the chords on the guitar if I'm having to mash the pedal too. And some people have no problems. I cannot do it. So, anyway, hopefully this helps somebody else. And good luck, guys.